Hi there. It's October 27th, time for Proverbs 27. Over there. Now, as I read these Proverbs, I see a lot of Jesus' parables in these Proverbs, which tells me that Jesus had mastered the scriptures. Okay. He told him his father taught him all this stuff. And I believe it. So let's begin. You'll recognize this. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Right? Remember Jesus talking about that? Don't worry. Worry about each day. And don't brag about tomorrow because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? This one's important. Let another praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. Okay? That's very important. God doesn't like pride at all. He doesn't like braggarts or conceited. Okay? It's an abomination, he calls them. Be humble, be quiet. Let somebody else lift you up. Okay? That's what honor is. Hey, 3. A stone is heavy and a sand is weighty, but a fool's provocation is heavier than both. The provoking of a fool, or the anger. You look at these protesters and how angry they are, and you want to stay away from that stuff. 4. Wrath is cruel, anger is overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? Jealousy is the worst type of anger because it involves betrayal of somebody you love and trusted. Okay? And it's more pain than anger, and that's something you just don't get over easily. Okay? I mean, we can forgive and move on, but it takes a long time. Jealousy is the worst kind of anger, right? Wrath is cruel, anger is overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? Better is open rebuke than hidden love. Verse 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love in the Geneva. Right. Somebody loves you, they never show it. Open rebuke is better. Right? Faithful are the wounds of a friend, profuse are the kisses of an enemy. There's a note over here in the Geneva. They are flattering and seem friendful. Right? They're lying to you. Okay? They're lying to you. 7. One who is full loathes honey, but to one who is hungry, everything bitter is sweet. Right? If you're full, you got enough to eat, and I couldn't stand honey. Oh, I'm full. Somebody is starving, they'll eat out of trash cans. Okay? That's tough. That's a true statement. 8. Like a bird that strays from his nest is a man who strays from his home. You stray from your home, and somebody else is going to move in, take what you have. Right? 9. Oil and perfume make the heart glad, and the sweetness of a friend comes from earnest counsel. So does the sweetness of a friend that comes from his earnest counsel. Right. Oil and perfume make you feel good, but a friend's hearty counsel, earnest counsel, is sweet. 10. Do not forsake your friend or your father's friend, and do not go to your brother's house in the day of your calamity. Better is a neighbor who is near than a brother who is far away. And I talk about this every month. My brother, who would gladly take me in if there was a calamity, if my house burnt down or something, he lives 750 miles away. Okay? We have friends 15, 20 minutes from here. Okay? Better to go there. 11. Be wise, my son, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him who reproaches me. Right. We love wise kids. If you raise your kids right and you know they're wise, if somebody comes up to you and says something derogatory, you can shoot them down. Say, no, not my son. Right? 12. The prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. Think about those protests. People go blundering through that stuff and ended up getting beat up. Right? The prudent, you see that stuff and you stay away from it. Okay? Just don't go downtown. Right? 13. Take a man's garment when he has put up security for a stranger, and hold it in pledge when he puts up security for an adulteress. An adulteress? A foreign woman. Right. Don't co-sign for somebody. Okay. I mean, at least every third chapter, Solomon talks about this. Okay. Don't co-sign. And this, Hezekiah's man says, if you do co-sign, get a collateral. Yeah, get a collateral. Right? I know you need a car to get to work, son, and I will co-sign for you, but I'm going to take your dirt bike. And when you pay it off, I'll give you your dirt bike back. If not, I'm keeping it. Right? 14. Whoever blesses his neighbor with a loud voice rising early in the morning will be counted as cursing. Right? Be quiet in the morning. It's okay. Don't go waking up, pounding on your neighbor's door. Hey, I got coffee. They're sleeping. Okay? They count that as cursing. Right? Okay, more of Solomon's problems. A continual dripping on a rainy day and a quarrelsome wife are alike. I suppose this happens, but the chances are greater of it happening if you have 700 wives, right? To restrain her is to restrain the wind or grass boil in one's right hand. Okay, this all goes together. 17. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Sharpens the face of another. I always like that. We'll highlight that. Okay? Make it blue. Iron sharpens iron. If you want to be a good mechanic, you're going to hang around other mechanics, right? I was a computer technician, and I hung around other computer technicians, and we all learned stuff from each other, right? Because everybody learns things differently, and you could pick up a lot of stuff. If you want to be a baker, hang around bakers. Okay, iron sharpens iron. Alike sharpens alike. Good stuff. 18. Whoever tends a fig tree will eat its fruit, and he who guards his master will be honored. Okay. Now, it was a law back then. Your gardeners who took care of your crops and your fruit trees were allowed to eat as much as they wanted. Okay, and that wasn't considered stealing. Okay, whoever tends the fig tree will eat its fruit. Okay, we're allowed to do that and encouraged. All right. 19. As in water, face reflects face, so the heart of man reflects the man. Okay. There is no difference between man and man by nature, but only the grace of God maketh the difference. This is like a mirror, in mirror back then, okay? As your mirror reflects your face, your heart reflects who you are, okay? And people can see what kind of heart you have by the way you treat people that can do nothing for you. How you treat animals especially reflects who you are. 20. Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, and never satisfied are the eyes of man. There is the problem with all of society today, right? Sheol and Abaddon, hell, are never satisfied. Never satisfied are the eyes of man. We always want more. The eyes of man. Even if you just bought a brand new car and somebody has a nicer car, you're going to go, oh, I want that car instead. Okay. Or I want a bigger TV, or I want newer furniture, or shinier clothes. Eyes of man are never satisfied. If you could learn to be satisfied with what you have and what God has given you, then you will be truly rich. Okay? And Proverbs is teaching us how to be rich. Okay, that's why I'm reading Proverbs 24 times. I want to learn how to be rich. And part of it is being satisfied with what you have, not wanting, right? Just enough. 21, the crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold, and a man is tested by his praise. Okay. It says here, according to his dignity. That is, he is either known to be ambitious and glorious or humble and modest. Yeah. Man is tested by his praise. Yeah. Can you be humble? Not get all puffed up when somebody says, this person does this and this and this, and you get all puffed up and prideful. Right? That's how you're tested. If you can be humble. 22. This was kind of gross, right? Crush a fool in a mortar with a pestle, along with crushed grain, yet his folly will not depart from him, or his foolishness. Wow. That brings up mental images, doesn't it? 23 and 24 go together, huh? Know well the conditions of your flocks and give attention to your herds, for riches do not last forever. And does a crown endure to all generations? This is actually all together. The grass is gone and the new growth appears in the vegetation and the mountains are gathered. The lambs will provide your clothing and the goats a price of a field. There will be enough goat's milk for your food, for the food of your household and the maintenance of your girls. Right? Now this is important, especially for men. Know well the conditions of your flocks. Okay? That was their bank accounts back then. They used their animals for everything. Now we have bank accounts. Know well the condition of your accounts, right? Give attention to your herds, your money, your finances, right? For riches do not last forever, and a crown endure to all generations, right? You can't count on your father's or your grandfather's wealth because they won't last forever, okay? You have to know what bills are due. You have to know what food you need. You have to know what food you have stored up, right? And you should be storing up food and saving, right? So if something happens, you can survive. And you need to know this. You're not supposed to let your wife take care of all the bills, okay? Handle all the food. I hand her my paycheck and I have no worries while she's over there worrying. That's where those argumentative wives come from, okay? Because you don't understand the finances is one reason. It's your responsibility to keep those accounts in order, okay? Do it together, but you need to know at any given time how much money you have in the bank, what bills are due, how much food you have stored up. You need to know that stuff. Okay? That's important. Important for men. So there you go. That's Proverbs 27. We can go over our highlights here real quick. Jesus said this, don't boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Right? Tomorrow has enough problems of its own. Live for today. Right? And don't boast about tomorrow. Good stuff. This one's important. Let another praise you and not your own mouth. A stranger and not your own lips. Right? You ever wonder why when you have a guest speaker, somebody comes out first and they will introduce them. They will tell you their accomplishments and what they've done and what a good person they are. Okay? Letting a stranger praise you and not your own. If you came out and said, oh, I've done this and this and this and this and this, you sound like a braggart and people are going to stop listening to you. Okay? They're just going to stop. Right? It's important to be humble. You cannot emphasize enough how being humble is key the key to fearing the Lord, the key to life, the key to honor is being humble. Okay? It should be yellow. Okay, 4, wrath is cruel, anger is overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? Right. The worst kind of anger, the worst kind of hurt, because it involves betrayal, okay, of somebody you trusted. Something to think on, right? And 7, one who is full loathes honey, but to one who is hungry, every bitter thing is sweet. Right, it's this thing over here. Every bitter thing is sweet. So you see rich people, they're full and they're fat, and poor people, they'll eat out of trash cans, food, just to have any kind of food. Hard to think about, but it's a true statement. Okay. This one's highlighted. Do not forsake your friend or your father's friend, and do not go to your brother's house in the day of calamity. Better is a neighbor who is near than a brother who is far away. Okay? Now, some of us have family that's close by. I don't, okay? My family lives on the other side of the country, but I have friends who are near in a calamity that would jump to help me. Okay? Just common sense. 11's highlighted. Be wise, my son, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him who reproaches me. Right. If you raise your kids right and you know their very nature and the kind of person they are, and if they're wise and gentle, you know if somebody comes up reproaching you and telling you something they didn't do, you know it's not true, okay? And you can answer them, that's not true. My son would never do that, okay? And you can say that with all confidence, right? And this one's important. Iron sharpens iron, one man sharpens another, right? Iron sharpens iron, gold sharpens gold, steel sharpens steel, okay? Bakers sharpen other bakers, mechanics sharpen other mechanics, computer technicians sharpen other computer technicians, right? Just, you could put anything in there, right? If you want to learn something, hang around people that learn something. I want to learn to be wise, so I'm studying Solomon, the wisest man that ever lived, okay? And you say, wait, Jesus was wiser than Solomon. Jesus wasn't wiser than Solomon. Jesus was wisdom itself personified, okay? And when he's talking about the attributes of wisdom in here in his various chapters, he is talking about Jesus, right? Paul said that Jesus was wisdom. He wasn't wise, he was wisdom personified. There you go. Okay. 19. As in water, face reflects face in a mirror, right? Your face reflects your face. So the heart of man reflects the man, right? How you act reflects the kind of person you are, right? 20. Problem with everything today. Soul and Abaddon are never satisfied, and never satisfied are the eyes of man. This has always been a problem, okay? Man always wants more than they have. They always want something different, newer, better, faster, shinier, bigger, smaller. Okay? The eyes of man are never satisfied. If you could be satisfied with what the Lord gave you, then you will learn to be truly rich, right? 21, the crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, and man is tested by his praise. All right. What do you do when somebody starts building you up and honoring you and telling you you are so good at this, and like, what a fantastic guitar player you are, and a beautiful voice, and God's given you such good gifts? And does that fill you with pride? Or does that fill you with humbleness? Okay. Man is tested by his praise. Should fill you with humbleness. We learn to do that. You will learn the key to wisdom. Right? In this last section, know well the condition of your bank accounts and give attention to your finances, for riches do not last forever. And does a crown endure to all generations? No, it doesn't. Okay. Know this stuff. Men know this stuff. So, there you have it. That's Proverbs 27. Day 2 and later, we're on day 301 of our Through the Bible in a Year. Jesus is deep into his parables and stuff now, so it's kind of fun. On his way to Jerusalem. When he gets there, it won't end well, but well for us, not well for him. So, there you go. Almost done with another month, and then we'll start another translation next month, the Young's literal translation, I think, just for fun. But until next time, give us a like if you think about it. But until later, we'll see you then.